Okay, so hi everybody. The point of this video is just to quickly show you how to use GeoGebra to fill in this table in the DI or the folio task that I've set, which is where we're looking at triangles and the lengths of the sides and also the length of the median. So the first thing we'll do is we'll open up GeoGebra. And so we'll just wait for that to load and then make that full screen. And the first thing you really want to do is get a grid. So it's going to be a lot more helpful if we've got a grid to work with, and then we'll just move that more into the center. Okay, so now if you go back to the DI, notice that I've said in these two sections that I want the points recorded to 2 decimal places and the lengths recorded to 2 decimal places, but the calculations really need to be recorded to 5 decimal places. So what we'll do is we'll go options and we'll go to rounding, and we're going to set it at 5 decimal places. So that's going to give us what we need for that last column, and it'll also give us what we need for the other 2 columns, but you can just round off to 2 decimal places. So now what we want to do is we want to draw a triangle. So if we go to this box up here which says polygon and we click down, now all we want at the moment is just to be an ordinary polygon, and so then you just go to places on your grid and you click to set the points. So because we're drawing a triangle we need 3 points, and so you click in 3 different places and then close up the triangle to make the triangle. And then you'll see over on this side that it records it's recorded the points to 2 decimal places because that's as exact as it will go. So each of these points are recorded there for you to write down in the table, and then here it's recorded the lengths to 5 decimal places, but as I said before, you'll only need to record those to 2. So this length A here is the line BC, so you'll notice that you have an A there. This length B here is this line, which is AC, and then C is this one, which is AB. Now if for any reason on your diagram they don't have the points A, B and C and you want to relabel them, you can click on the point and then right click and then go down and go rename, and then you can put anything in there. So I'll just put in A, and then you go OK, and so it sets it at A. So that's a click and a right click and then rename, and that gives you, you're able to change it so you want what you want. Okay. Alright, so we now need a midpoint. To make the median, it's going to be from point A to the midpoint of this line BC. So if I go up to the picture here where it says point, it's the one just to the right of that mouse, and then I click down, I get all these different options, and I want a midpoint or center. So I click on midpoint or center, and then I go and then click on this line, and you'll see that this point D comes up. Now point D on our diagram is actually point M because it's the midpoint, so we'll do that renaming and we'll call that point M, and then we'll go OK. Okay, so we've got our midpoint. Now we want to draw in the median, and so then we go to the one just to the right, which says line, and then if we click down we get all these different options, and we want the interval between 2 points. So we don't want this line to go on to infinity, we just want it to go between the 2 points. So we click on that, and then we click on our first point and then the second point, and we see that that draws our line for you, and it gives the distance there. So 8.47 you'd record that as. So it gives it to 5 decimal places, but you only need to record it to 7. So if we go back to here, you now know how to get all the values to fill in these particular sections. but then we need to do some calculations, and for that we're going to use the spreadsheet function. So if we go to View and then we go to Spreadsheet, you'll notice it brings up this spreadsheet over on the side, and we can make that a little bigger by dragging it across. And so the first thing we need to do is we need to take the length of the median, square it, and times it by 2. Okay, so if we go back to GeoGebra, if we do a right, so first of all we click on D, so D is our median length, so you will notice that we've highlighted it, and then we're going to do a right click and go record to spreadsheet, and then just go close. So that now puts D, and it knows its value in our spreadsheet. Now we said that we wanted to square it and times it by 2. So we use it very much like Excel, so we go equals 2 times D to the power of 2. And so we record it like that, so it's equal to 2 times D to the power of 2. And then we hit enter, and that gives us some sort of value, 143.3354. And so we'd record that in this section here. Okay, now the other thing we have to do is we have to find this length squared plus this length squared, subtract half of this length squared. So the first thing we'll do is we'll record those to the spreadsheet. So we do a left click on A. Okay, so as I was saying, it's a left click on A to highlight it, and then it's a right click to bring up this menu, and then we click on record to spreadsheet and then close, and then very similarly with B, and then close, and then again with C, so record to spreadsheet, close, and you'll notice here that it's put A, B and C all in these columns here. Okay, so now we want to do a calculation, so we want to go, well, we wanted AB squared plus AC squared, so that's going to be B to the power of 2 plus C to the power of 2, and it's going to be take 0.5 times this BC squared, and so that's going to be A squared. And so that's times A to the power of 2, and so then we hit enter and we get this value, and so then we go and record it in here. Okay, so that's the way you do those calculations. And so what I'll do is I'll just clear everything because there's just a little more I wanted to show you. So you just select the first one, then you hold enter down and select the last one, and then you press delete to get rid of everything. Okay, so at certain times you might want to draw an equilateral triangle for some reason or other. So the first thing to do is to draw an interval between 2 points. So select down, and then we have interval between 2 points, so select that one. And so you might make your first point there and your second point there. So you can also draw an interval between 2 points and select the points straight at that time. So we have we now have an interval between 2 points, and then from this we're going to form an equilateral triangle. So we go to polygon and select down, and we go regular polygon. So we click on regular polygon, then we select our first point and our second point, and then this box comes up. So we've selected 2 points that are going to help form our polygon, and then it asks us how many vertices do we want. Well, a triangle just has 3, and so it's going to be a regular polygon, so all the sides are going to be equal. So we go OK, and then if we look over here, it says that A is equal to 8, that's this line that we drew, and then B is equal to 8, and B is B is the length of all of this, or the length of B is the same as the length of this side, the length of this side, and the length of this side. So all these sides have length equal to 8. And so then if we go back to how we had it before, so just our 2 points, A and B, then to draw an isosceles triangle, then all we have to do is put a point somewhere here along this middle line, and then if we draw our interval between 2 points, then you'll see that these two sides are equal to 4.47, and then this one's equal to 8, and so we have an isosceles triangle. So you may want to consider drawing some of these sort of triangles for your table to ensure that you are getting a variety of triangles. Okay, so I hope this helps, and good luck with the assignment.